Kazuaki Matsui, Senior Fellow, Institute for Applied Energy, Japan.
Good morning. This is Matsui of the Institute of Applied Energy. Then, some people were attending this conference thought, hey, the name of Matsui, it must be a ghost from the last century. How comes? Type of things. Yes. I have been the project manager of the Japanese national project in the last century. At that time, U.S. has failed to set up the research program, official program, because of there is no clear evidence of nuclear involvement. I think that's the way. In our case, it's quite different. In our case, no, nuclear or not, doesn't matter. Whatever, if we can find some heat or something like that, then if there is any chance to apply it for something, that's fine. And then let's study type of things. That's what it's a time limited type of things. We have started from 1993 for 5 years, from 93, 98. But the money, total expenditure of about 20 million US dollar equivalent at that time. The objective, demonstration of excess heat with electrolysis, yeah, that's the point. I mean, mostly this time we said in the world, the electrolysis type of the things, the only measure, possible measure to obtain the excess heat. And then also another objective is understanding of excess heat mechanism and then quantitative control of heat. Well, that's just the objectives. And then another thing is alignment with other international and domestic efforts. All the Japanese industries and then academies, we call them to cooperate to us. From the north to the south, many universities, industries, big one, utilities, and then the gas, and then also the other heavy industries. Then we ask them to supply us their engineers, laboratory experts, without any preference on this so-called cold fusion. Therefore, the people who get together, we set up the laboratory in North Hokkaido, Sapporo. That's 1993. We occupied one floor. That's the place we get something like 10 people or some such. Well, from Tanzania, you know that. Well, you have been there several times and so forth. And the other people, a lot of them, international collaborations, we successfully, we could do that. And originally, we have invited the Frenchman Pons, but they were already the Southern France, Sophia Antipolis. And then occasionally, for example, Dr. Pons, Fleischmann, visited us, and then we asked them to provide us any equipment, whatever they have used in their laboratory for them to claim the excess heat. Then we did it, same as whatever. Type of the electrolysis cells and studied there. Rational Ponds. At that time, they call it Icarus, right? And then the Japanese style. And then, Dr. Makuburi and the Frantanzeras, and then your system. And then, oh yeah, Chelagni's system also, right? And then our flow calorie systems, we have developed our system type of, I mean, almost reproducible equipments we have set up there. Well, oh yeah, this is the photo. I mean, from the today's standpoint, maybe old-fashioned, but at that time, it's the most advanced, very good. Well, the photos, everything. And this is the one, which one, but it doesn't matter. Wow, those systems. And then this is one claimed by the group. They have observed so-called excess heat. But, well, wait a minute. There might be a possibility for the systematic error. But, no intention to cheat somebody. But there is a possibility, some such. Then we did make it kind of flow calorimetric system to measure from the input-output energy type balance. This is the result. And then we found it a little bit strange. Then see the bottom line, the excess power, FCS, that's the flow calorimetry system. The red is the original way to measure, based on the measure the temperature. And then red says, hey, we got excess. But black, no. Which one we believed? Of course, we believed our system, flow calorimetric system. Therefore, you have to have a very careful examination of the systems when you are talking about excess or something like that, whatever. Oh, this is the clear. I mean, the claimed one, and then also the flow calorimetric systems answer, a response. Well, sorry to say, the conclusion of our project, I mean, national project, in the last century, is the no apparent excess heat measurement observed after 500 electrolysis experiments in Sapporo. We don't claim that our collaborators in the world, of course, no. They are very good. But still, we do have a very good relationship with them, correspondence and so forth. I mean, we are not saying that they are bad. They are bad guys. No. Everybody's very good. Friends, they failed to verify the existence of excess heat. Then it turns out how to utilize the so-called new hydrogen energy with that time knowledge. Okay. But we are not to deny the possible existence of solid-state nuclear reactions unknown up to that time, or even up to now, maybe. Finally, we appreciate the collaboration and support by international and domestic researchers, even though they may not agree on our conclusion. Well, someone came to us, did some their experiments, then they started to say, hey, this is excess. Then we have checked. No, we don't agree. I mean, we are rigorous, kind of skeptical. Therefore, not too much skeptical, but practically speaking, skeptical enough for me. Then that's our way to do that. I said the only electrolysis experiments. No, we did have some nuclear experiments in a small scale. We did find only one time helium-4, but we were not sure that no possibility or any possibility for the contamination, I mean, air or whatever. and then no reproducibility of that helium-4 observation. Only one time. Then we didn't publish or we didn't talk about that the systems, the result. No. But those setup is a little bit similar to the today's the Yuamura's and so forth of has for their development. Well, all of them skip the things. Well, this is just a review of memoir of the old days. Please enjoy. Can you recognize that the guy? It's Takahashi, professor. And then I think at that time, as his equipment, perhaps. Well, I don't know whose one is. That's a old one. Because we have distributed the big money for the universities in Japan to support their researches. Some of them, lacking fund, their instrumentations and so forth are very poor. Then we have supported. In our project, my objective is one of the objectives to support the local universities' researches too. I think this is Okamoto's. Why the water? Because he was afraid of neutrons. Water tank. But don't worry, I mean, don't laugh. Professor Okamoto has passed away some years ago. Whose one is this? I don't remember. But that's not our apparatus. This is the universities. Well, the right-hand side. Today in this community, a lot of nuclear people, not so many electrochemists, I think. But I found, Fran, you are the electrochemist, right? Then you may know that the right-hand side is Ota Keiichiro. He's very famous for the hydrogen. Today's hydrogen, not quantum type of things, but he is very active on that one. And then old days, I don't remember when was it, but I was young, and Kasagi young, everyone, Takashi young, right? And then I think Italians, Scaramucci, perhaps. And then what? Huh? Of course, Sapporo, I think. Sapporo, the laboratory. When we have set up the kind of the international advisory committee, and then the meeting, and then took this photo. Do you recognize that the guy in the center? Morrison. The permanent enemy of Fleischmann. Yes. Ceron's famous physicist, nuclear physicist. I think his name was Morrison. Morrison, yes. Then you are there. And then the Fleischmann. And then, the INFN guy, right? Fiorante. Then these guys you saw yesterday, Makubu, right-hand side. Right-hand side, our colleague, I mean my partner, Dr. Asami. He has passed away 2011 too. And then, Dr. Cherani again. Oh, I will send you the file later on, okay? And then Akito Takahashi is still young, huh? Left-hand side, I don't know. Maybe Chinese, perhaps. And then Yuamura. Today is the big star, right? Oh, yeah, Kendall. You remember him? Oh, very good. Elliot Kenner. And then Scaramucci. And then Ota. And then and then well, Asami and then Andre, Paolo. Okay, you know well. Remember well. And then the left hand side, the Russian. I think he passed Andre, yeah, Andre Lipson. Yeah, he has passed away. Sorry for that. Well, he's like a gangster's face, but he's really kind guy and then nice guy, right? And then he insists whatever he thinks this is the theory and type of thing. Wow, strong guy. Well, our one was finished that way, and then but after that, in this century, there's someone. Yesterday we heard the reports from Yuamura, and then Takashi's colleague Hasegawa-san. Well, maybe that's the two reports about excess heat experiments. I think that that the result was based on their activity, but very basically speaking, they established 2015 to 2017 another project, but it's a little bit a smaller scale, not so well known. The project MHE, not NHE. It's confusing, but anyway, they have set up the experiments. Then they claimed that they use the same material together, and then it's almost the same apparatus talk to each other because the calorimetric things is very important. Then they say they could reproduce whatever they have experienced. That's the base of yesterday's their talk. Then the Green Planet, the machines, and then but Takashi's he didn't come up to the machines yet, perhaps, but they are pretty much confident on their observation and then their plan. But within this project, there is one more small experience there. Here I said that DSC apparatus at Kyushu University, small one, DSC. It's commercially available instrumentations to measure reaction heat and so forth. You know, traditionally, it's well known the people using many times, and then that machine itself, instrumentation itself is, you can buy it. Well, the Takashi's and then Iwamura's work was pretty much well documented in the last year's APA-E symposium workshop by Narita. And then you can verify it, I mean, through internet, then you can. Therefore, I don't mention so much, but not so much mention about this DSC apparatus things. Not so good photo, but differential scanning calorimeter. I think they bought this instrumentation from Germany. Linsize, I think that's the name of the manufacturer. Kishida, and then the amount of the sample is only, I think, as a microgram, very small. Therefore, in a sense, it's easy to conduct, but to calibration and then the preparation, not so easy, I think, suppose. But anyway, he found out so-called excess heat because of the left-hand side, red line and then the blue lines difference is 4.3 milliwatt per gram or something like that. Okay, yeah, I'll. Excess heat experience with the microgram samples by this DSC. They have succeeded, but not exactly tuning with the Yuamura and Takashi's work, because this experiments with the hydrogen, not the D2, and then no heat for nickel, but Yuamura and then Takashi's with pure nickel, they got some heat. But this one, pure nickel, no. Well, there are, conflicts, but don't know. Well, then this is just excerpt from Akito's the comment of today's the research is on the cold fusion. Now he is convinced that we should be in the next phase. I mean, in the new phase that developed so fast. This is excerpts from his email. Well, remarks, finally speaking, well, material, radiation, particles, low energy nuclear reaction, still, of course, some question mark. Is it mad science? Well, it used to be core, so, but may not be. And then the magic number 4, like Takashi's theory, 4. 4 collision, is it believable? From the normal sense, no way. But he can use it to explain what has happened, right? And then, wow, we need a little bit more further development. The condensed matter science, surface science, maybe, or because of nanoparticles at the point, the mysterious phenomena, but anomalies remain. Well, exploration of a new science technology frontier by challenging toward unknown phenomena. That's very important. And then I don't say those activities something wrong, but no. Please encourage. Thank you very much, Dr. Franklin, and then Akito Takashi to tell me what's going on in this field recently. Thank you very much.